Welcome devs to your favorite channel, Ivan Mesa. Today I'll be doing another Frontend Mentor. It's called the Body Mass Indicator Calculator. Yes, this is a premium challenge from Frontend Mentor. So if you haven't, if you make sure that you're on the premium challenge so that you can enjoy these challenges. So devs, start wasting your time. Let me show you what the output is like doing. Say for example, if I enter my height is 200 centimeters, and let's say I say my kg is 70. This will show me that I'm underweight. You can enter any figure. Let's say if I out this figure 200 centimeters, it will show that you are obese. So this is what we do. Also below I've got some responsiveness, some tech content that I have to display. So we're going to do this using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So without wasting your time, let me go inside and show you what I have. I've got this index HTML file with the content that I'm supposed to pay. So first of all, things that I always encourage people is that if you are doing a project that requires JavaScript, make sure that you have linked up to your to your to your JavaScript file. Let me put in the source. The source is called script.js, and there it is. Now we're going to have to look at, okay, on line 8 I've already linked up to our style CSS file. This is the style CSS file that we're going to be using, and you can see that the style CSS file is importing different files independently, like it's importing all these files: the base file, the desktop view, template view, and variables file. So this is so without wasting time, let's get on to our index HTML file. And first of all, we're going to wrap up everything inside a div called container. Then we are going to create, first of all, a header, and then inside the header I'm going to create another div which I shall call header content. Then so we are going to import an image. I'm going to do that since the image is svg format. It might be take long to type in, so I'm just going to paste the image style. So the image, I'm going to paste it there. Okay, this is our image. Then after styling this image, below the div head content, I'm going to have another div for the head text. I'm going to call it div header text. Then let's have h1 text. This is the text that is going to go inside our h1 text. Then after h1 text, I'm going to have the paragraph text. This text, just cut it and replace it inside the paragraph text. Okay, I want my code, okay, I want my spacing to look better. Okay, outside the closing div, second closing div, we are going to create a form for this input that we shall be doing. Okay, form, I need to give it a class name. Let me give it a class which I shall call card. Enter your details. Then let's have another div which we shall call units units container. Then inside the unit container I need a label for metric. Then let's have an input type of radio. Then I also need to give it a name, which I shall call unit. Then ID, imperial, then let's have the text here for imperial. Okay, yes, let's also have another. This is a label for, okay, I need to do this, copy, then let me paste it there. Then this is going to be a type radio unit ID metric. Then content is cut it, then place it there. Content is metric ID imperial. This one will be label ID imperial. Yeah, that does it for our label. Now let's go inside and create another div for measurements container. Div dot measure measurements container metric. Let's give it a second class name metric. Then after doing this one, we come in and say label for height. Then we come in to say span height. Inputs wrapper is another new div. Then let's use input of type number, then name, height, then let's add an ID which I shall call height cm. Then let's add a autocomplete. Let me set it to off. Okay, once we're doing that one, we can come in and add another label. Okay, it's in small letters. Label for height. Okay, then we put some centimeters. So that does it for our label. We now need a label for weight. Okay, so I'm going to have to copy this one, and we just have to replace the values like label for weight. Just collect this content and it says replace weight with replace height with weight. Then name, I need to call it weight. That's it. So we are done with the label. Let me come and look at how everything now looks like inside our browser. Okay, while this is starting, the development is starting, I can now go on to create another yeah, that's how it looks preliminarily. Let me come and create another div that looks like this one. Okay, just copy this div. Then let's replace the, the class name with Imperial Eden. Two class names, then label for height, span, then input wrapper, type number, ID, height F. Let's replace height with ft like this. Autocomplete, set it to off. Then centimeters is set it to fit. Then I want to replicate this div again. Just copy it and place it there. Then convert this one to inches. Then set the height unit to 6 inches. Inches like this. So we're done with that one. Now let's go for the label for weight, flexi wrap. Okay, before I go that, let me change the div class name. This is input wrap. For weight, let's set the div class name here to flexi wrap. Then weight, let's set it to st. autocomplete off. The label for weight, image is st. Okay, this one was in input web. So let me open another div. Okay, let's copy this div input web, copy it and place it there, input web. Then let's change the values from type number, weight input, lbs, then change this one to L in small letters, lbs. Then let's now create another div which shall wrap everything. I'll call it flex wrapper. Then I want to wrap everything and place it inside this div flex wrapper. Yeah, like this one. So once we are done, we can now go outside the div. Now let's create another new div which we shall call results. Okay, I'm going to have another div which I shall call results. This is the div with a div class by masco and a paragraph with this content. So after styling this div, we are going to create another div which we shall call results card. And I'll give it a second class name of placeholder. So this is the placeholder results. We're going to have h3 tags and some paragraph tags. So this does it for our header section. Now I'm going to create another new section which we shall call section dot summary. So okay, first of all, going to have this image that we want. After the image, I'm going to have another div which I shall call summary text. And inside the summary text, I'm going to have h2 tags and paragraph text. we are done with that section. We now open another new section, which I shall call section dot tips. And for the section dot tips, I'm going to first of all declare a first div which we shall call eating. Then we can just have a tips card. I'm going to have an image there inside the div. So after starting this div, we're going to have another div which we shall call tips text. Inside the tips text, I'm going to have S3 content, S3 tags, and some paragraph tags. Let me just do it like this so that it's feasible. Okay, this content is supposed to go, we replace it just below the SVG like this. Yeah, so when you do that, we are now going to have another div which we shall call exercise tips. I need to create another div. This is the div which I shall call exercise. Then let me give it a tips card. I need an SVG. So for the image card, I've got that one. Okay, below the SVG, we create another div which we shall call tips txt. Then let's have S3 text, paragraph text, yeah, like this one I have pasted. Now I need another div which I shall call sleep. Div dot sleep dot sleep. We're going to call this one the second class name tips card like this. Now let me just paste the image link, and below let me give another div for tip text. Okay, this is another div for tip text that you are seeing there. So with these changes, let's come inside our browser and view how everything now looks like. Yeah, this is progress that we've made so far. So we now open another new section. We have to call it section dot limits. And let me have div dot limits text. This one I'm now going to have text for h2 and Then we open another div which we shall call card. Let me give it a second class name, gender. Then let's save div dot tips card header. Then let's have some image and h4 tags. So after closing the div, I'm just going to have a paragraph text. So this is the text that will go inside the paragraph text. So after setting this one, I'm going to go inside and start doing another div which I shall call cards. I need card. I give it a second class name of age. Then inside the age, we are going to create another div which we shall call tips card header. Then the image and the header. Then below, I'm going to create another paragraph text where we shall come in and say this one is the content. Now let's create another div which we shall call div pregnancy. Div, okay, let me create another space, div dot cut, and let's give it a second class name of pregnancy. Then let's come and create another div which we shall call div tips dot cards dot header. I need an image. Okay, so we are going to have the text. Then let's have another then let's put in some paragraph text. You can see we have got this one. Now let me add another div which I shall call cards. Then I have to use another second class name, muscle. As you can see, this is more like repetitive, so I'm just going to paste the code because this is more like repetitive of what we have been doing. So after the last one, we are going to have the last div which I shall call div dot cut and we have to use another second class name which is called res. There it is, the div class res. Just for importantly, guys, make sure that you, if you look down into my container, the last this closing div should wrap up everything. So I have to remove it and place it outside my section like this. This will do it. So now I also have to delete this unnecessary text that is no longer required. So let's come in and check inside our browser how everything now looks like. There you can see we have got everything that we require. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there we got everything. So now it's going to, it's time for us to go to HTML and CSS. Okay, this is inside the CSS where you're going to import. Then this is the best style that we have got. It is provided by Frontend Mentor. It's not an issue of me. It is provided by Frontend Mentor. You can just, I'll just scroll over everything. There's nothing much to explain here, but you just have to not make any edits upon this one. This is the best style. 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 Okay, this is the best style. It styles everything. So, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to work on the desktop styles. Yeah, I can see this is the best style. So, and I'm going to work on the edit. So, first of all, I'm going to have the desktop styling. I'm going to set it to media screen minimum width of 1200, like you can see on live screens. Then I'm going to style the, so everything is inside the media clears. Let's set the h1 text to font size 64 pixels. Let's have h2 text to font size 48 pixels. Then let's have the layout. Let's say for a layout, I want for the header, I want a height of 737 pixels. Then I'm going to start the header content. I'm going to set a grid column of 110, then grid row 1/12, then align items flex start, then text align left. Then let's start the header SVG image. I'm going to give it a width of 64 pixels, height 64, margin bottom 24 pixels. Then form, I'm now going to start the form. I'm going to give it a grid column of 7/12, then grid row 4/11. Then I'm going to start the extended form, grid column 8/12, then grid row 4/30. After that one, I'm going to start the image. We are going to give the image grid column 2/7, justify self-center, align self-center, then margin to left 0. Then let's start the summary text. Okay, before I do that, let me come and check the changes that we have made. There you can see the changes that are taking shape. So image summary text, let's say grid column 8/12, justify self-center, align self-center, padding 0. Then eating class, grid column 2/6, then exercise, grid column 6/10. Then the sleep class, I'm going to give it a grid column of 10/14. Then the limits, I'm going to set grid template. I'm going to divide the template rows 3/12, then gap 32 pixels. Then let's start the limits task. Let's set the grid column to 2/7, grid row 1/2, Then let's start the gender. Let's say grid column 6 over 8 over 11. Then grid row 1 over 2. Then let's start the age. Grid column 6 over 9. Grid row 2 over 3. Then let's start the muscle. I'm getting grid column of 9 over 12. Grid row 2 over 3. Then the pregnancy, I'm going to give it grid column of 4 over 7. Then grid row 3 over 4. Then we are now going to set the elements specific styles. Okay, let me start the element specific styles. Let's go inside. Let's start by styling. Let's have a look at how the solution now looks like. There it is. You can see how it is taking shape on desktop view. Let's style the header content class name. Padding to the left 10%, gap 127, align item self start. Then header content h1 tags. We are also going to add the header content paragraph tags. Maximum width 450 pixels. Measurements container flexi wrap, no wrap. Then then results card, border radius 16 pixels to the bottom left, 100 pixels, 16 pixels to the left side. Then tips circle stations. Let's start the tips. Let's give it a padding of 72 pixels to the top, 0 pixels to the right, 96 pixels to the bottom, and 0 pixels to the left. Then gap 0 bottom and top, 32 pixels left and right. Then grid template columns, I'm going to give it a repeat 14 minimum marks of 0 and 1 FR. Border radius 35 pixels, margin 0, 24, 48 and 24 pixels. Let's start the tips card. Display flexi direction column, gap 32 pixels, align items flexi start. Then let's start the tips text. Display flexi direction column, gap 24 pixels. Then I'm closing the media query there. Let me come and check a look at how everything now looks inside my browser. There you can see. So this is how my solution looks like on desktop view. If you match up to the expectations of the, you can see expectations. So now I'm going to work on the mobile view. Okay, just take note of the variables that we have got here. These are the primary colors that we are using. So now I'm going to the tablet view, and I'm going to start off by setting our minimum width of 768 pixels. Then let's have the layout, header height 821 pixels. Then let's start the border bottom none, box shadow none, results card. Let's start the results card. Flexi direction row, align item center, border radius 1600 116 pixels. Then let's start the placeholder class name. Display flexi direction column, align items flexi start, justify content center. Let's start the placeholder h4 tags. Let's have a color of variable white. Then let's start the BMI score. Let's set the width to 50%. Then let's start the form, grid row 5 over 12. Let's start the extended form, grid row 5 over 13. Let's start the image. For my image, I'm going to give it grid column 1 over 7. Align justify self center, align self center, margin left 25%, minus 25%. Then summary text is the next class name that I'm going to say. We're going to give it grid column of 7 over 12, justify self center, align self center. Then let's start the limits, and grid template rows repeat 4 times and 1 with the width of 1 FR. Then let's start the limits task, grid column 2/12, grid row 1/2. Then let's start the gender. Let's give it a grid column of 1/2, 7/12. Gender, yeah, let's give it a grid row of 2/3. Then let's start the muscle, age 7/12, grid row 2/3, muscle, grid column 2/7, then grid row 3/4, then pregnancy, grid column 7/12, grid row 3/4. Then let's start the race, grid column 4/10, then grid row 4/5. Then let's start the element specific styles, summary section styles. Okay, let's give it a summary text display. Okay, I'm styling the h1 tags. Yeah, header form style, and then the header content, let's set maximum width to none. Then let's go on measurements container, flexi rep, no rep. Then let's start the summary styles, summary section styles, summary text class name, let's set display to flexi direction column gap 32 pixels, padding 0 top and bottom, and then left and right 24 pixels. Then let's start the tips section. I'll give it a padding of 60, 43, 60, and 39 pixels on all sides. Tips class. Then let's start the tips card. Let's give it a flexi direction of row. Then let's align items center. Yeah, like this. Then let me close the media query. Yeah, if we can come inside our browser, our challenge. Let's inspect the challenge and let's see the different views. There you can see after putting in some mobile tablet CSS coding, your solution will look like this. Then if you go on large screens, yes, there you can see, now we want to put in some CSS styling so that every time when you perform these operations we get some reports. Now to save time inside my script.js file, this is the script.js file that I have because I want to perform some functionality over this one when I enter in the values. So to save time, I typed in these const values which I am going to collect using various IDs and class names that are inside the index.html file. So let's start off by declaring let's HCM CMS value, and these are values that I'm just declaring. Then so now I'm declaring a const inside a function, const code IBM inside a function height and weight. This will return a mathematical calculation of times 10 times. Then I'm now putting in some function to calculate a range of calculating range. Then this would have a const low. Then this one also have a const high. Then we'll retain the weight. So now I'm also going to have a const for update. This will alter the index HTML file by changing the class names, removing the hidden and adding hidden. Add an inner HTML file. Then let's have a clear input values, inputs which are within range, input value. Let's also have an outcome class list that will add to hidden. Then let's have a placeholder with the class list remove hidden. Then let's have a const for end of form E. This will prevent a default, let IBM and let IDM. Then I'm now going to add some performance that will be done on the form. These are the mathematical calculations, and I will calculate weight, or else it will display if IBM is greater than 0 and less than 18,5, the update result will say underweight, or if it will record healthy, or it will display overweight, and or else it will display obese. Then let's add the class hidden, or remove hidden. Then let's display for radio. Each radio value is metric. If you want to change from metric to CSS to imperial, then you use this JavaScript coding. Then let's click. This is the JavaScript coding that I'm typing. Then this one for checking the metric radio by default. Then weight kg, add event listener. Height ft, add event listener on click. Then weight st, add event listener in click input. Weight is equals to. Then lbs, let's add an event listener. Then let's add an input for form, event listener input, the end of form. So this was the JavaScript coding. That we needed to perform. So if I save the changes and I come inside, let's say we are told 300 kgs. So when you're done with this one, with your JavaScript coding, you can now see that everything is now okay. Let's say 30. There you can see the output comes okay. You can see that the output comes okay when you're done with the JavaScript. So this was it for the challenge, guys. I hope you enjoyed my challenge. Leave a like and some comments inside the description. Thank you for watching.